I think hii ni maajabu. What are we really talking about? Uongo ingine.
Sir, thank you.
It is really unfortunate.
Vijana 1,400. Unanisikia? 400,000. Huyu Mutua huyu anaelewa hiyo kazi. Wameenda kufanya kazi nje ya Kenya. Ile pesa tunapata ya remittance imeongezeka by $1 billion in the last 2 years. Mnanielewa? This country is changing.
And maybe one point before I sit down.
Yes.
The president also said that in the last 2 years, the government of Kenya has exported 400,000 youths. We have 730 days in 2 years. If you divide 400,000 by 730, it means that the government has been exporting 548 youths each and every day, including Sundays and public holidays. Yeah. And from my little knowledge, I understand that the biggest aeroplane at KQ has a capacity of 250 people. So it means 2 big aeroplanes at KQ move out of the country each and every day to export people to different destinations of the world to work there. I think hii ni maajabu. What are we really talking about? Uongo ingine.
Sir, thank you.
It is really unfortunate.
And true to the words of that young man, it is really, really unfortunate. Imagine being a serial liar, that you lie all the time until you convince yourself that you're speaking the truth. Tell me why Mr. One Term is always obsessed with inflating numbers and digits. Every time you hear him talk, you will hear about billions. Every time he opens his mouth, you will hear about millions and billions. And even, to be honest, if you looked at that journalist, he was shocked with the wisdom of that young man. Because these people think that at this time and age, people are still dumb. They think that at this time and age, people are like they were before, in the generations of boomers, the lost generation. But they are shocked because when you talk about something, people go and counter-check it there and then. And when you lie, people call out your lies. Anyway, I'm your host, Anonymous Whistleblower. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. And let's get down to business. Your president, or we can call him Mr. One Term, was caught lying to the people of Kenya that, the government has created more jobs abroad, that over 400,000 people, young men and women of Kenya, went overseas to work from there. And people didn't buy the lie because they have realized that this man is obsessed with inflating numbers when he knows that maybe something is around 10 or 20. He can expand it until it reaches 1,000. When he knows something is little, he makes it big. So a young man went to an interview in NTV, Nation Television, and I was so amazed because this man did the calculations for us Kenyans. Yes, I was aware about the news when Mr. One Term was in Machakos at a church, AIC, and he talked about, we have taken so many people to abroad and work from there, and so our country is getting some dividends around $1 billion US, and when you count it in Kenyan money, you can find it around 100 billion, over 100 billion Kenyan money. And so this man made some few calculations, and to be honest, it was so satisfying to know that this man always lies. Because tell me how over 400,000 people went abroad. We have 2 years since he came into power, and when you calculate, an year has around 365 days, meaning that It is like roughly 700, over 700 days. Now, do the maths. 400,000 people divide by the number of days that this man has been in office. You'll find the actual number of people who are transported every day is so massive that Kenya Airways will eventually collapse. Because if two aeroplanes, two Boeing 777, take people for free to abroad to work from there, and then you tell me the company will not collapse, it is very, very shocking. And just for a recap, I want to tell you this man is a perennial liar, because since he came, let's start even from the campaign trails. You could hear him saying, we will allocate the youth 100 billion, we will allocate the mothers 150 billion. You could hear, we will allocate agriculture 100 million. We will do this for 150, 70 billion. We could do this and that for a number of money, which of course doesn't go below million or a billion. And then, fast forward, he said that, the former president used to use the men in clothes, the uniform men, to do his dirty work for abduction, extrajudicial killings. But when you look at the Kenya we have today, after him promising Kenyans that nothing of that kind will happen to any Kenyan, right now we are in that very situation. In fact, we are even worse, because each and every year it is like a cycle. And I think that June and July is the month that this government uses to harvest, ritual harvesting. Because tell me why, since 2023, small mandamanos and protests, 2024, it became clear that, June was the month which was selected, that blood will be spilled. Fast forward, 2025, we are here. You saw what happened just a few months ago. And even July, because of the Saba. And you tell me that man did not lie? Of course he did. Now, let's put extrajudicial killings aside and abductions. Let's come to when he said that gas will be, the price of gas will go down to 300 shillings. Has it materialized? No, of course it hasn't. Let's talk about when he said you will be calling for free of charge. No need to buy credit, no need to buy bundles. You will be calling each and every time, however you feel like. Has it materialized? No, of course. Let's talk about when he said that internet connectivity will be everywhere, even in the remotest village. Has it materialized? No. So, when you see me here, I'm very pissed off and mad with this, Kenya Kwanza sycophants who act like they know everything. But we know that they are somehow in a payroll. Because if you know that you are suffering because of something, you can't praise the thing that is making you suffer. So I saw a lady in social media and she was like, did you see how the president has made Galana Kulalu and the whole shenanigans about food security? And I was like, let me give you a quick response. And what I can answer that is, even a child who has been born today or even has some few months, this child cannot bite the teat of the mother. And that is food security, because this child knows the source. If I destroy the source where I feed myself, then things will go bad. So the child knows about food security, not even the child, even the animals. So when you talk about food security, just know that anyone in that office can manage issues or matters food security. If a child can do that, then anyone can. So these sycophants, we don't have even to answer them, because we know they are in a payroll, and most Kenyans can see through the BS and the PR that the government is doing because lying has been the order of the day. So we have to keep up and pray 2027 comes even faster. We pray that 2027 is tomorrow, so that we may send all of these people packing home, and then we follow them with, not vengeance, but we follow them with the constitution and what they did, atrocities that they committed. We make them pay for them. So it has been Anonymous Whistleblower. Please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Till the next one, cheers. Stand by in 3, 2, 1, go.